Surin Kim, and I'm going to be doing my corrections for my biology quiz. So the first question I got wrong was number 2, which says, which is a biotic limiting factor for organisms in an ecosystem. So for this question, I chose B, which is temperature range of the environment, but it is actually wrong, and the real answer is A, which is availability of water and habitat. And the reason why it's A is because a limiting factor is any resource or lack of one that prevents a population from increasing. For land organisms, the availability of water is frequently the primary factor that limits growth and survival. Okay, so the next question I got wrong was number 7, which says, how does the boreal forest taiga differ from the tundra? So the answer I chose was C, which is the taiga is dominated by broadleaf trees instead of evergreens, but it's actually wrong, and the real answer is D, which is the taiga is located near the equator, unlike tundra, because the taiga is located near the equator, and that is the difference between two of them. Okay, next we have number 8. Okay, so for the number 8, the question is, which is a characteristic of temperate deciduous forests? So for this, I chose number B, but it is actually wrong, and the real answer is A, which is dominated by evergreen pine and spruce trees. And the reason why it's number 8 is because temperature deciduous forests are characterized by broadleaf trees that lose their leaf seasonally and have 4 distinct seasons. Evergreen pine and spruce dominate the boreal forest biome. So yeah. Okay, so next we're gonna be doing number 10. So number 10, the question is, in temperate grasslands, forests do not typically develop because Okay, so the answer I chose was B. Periodic fires and grazing by herbivores keep trees from taking over, but the real answer is actually D, which is excessive rainfall washes away tree seedling each year. The reason why it's D and not B is because temperature grasslands like temperature grasslands are characterized by periodic fire and grazing, which prevents trees from dominating, and a lack of sufficient rain for forests. Excessive rainfall is the opposite of grassland's main characteristics. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 13. Okay, so the question 13, it says, in tropical, seasonal forests, tropical, dry forest, plants have adapted to. Okay, so for number 13, I chose A, which is year-round heavy rains with no dry seasons. But I was actually wrong, and the real answer is C, which is mild temperatures and abundant year-round moisture. And the reason why is because tropical seasons forests are adapted to a climate with pronounced yearly dry season. They often drop their leaves then. Mild temperatures and abundant year-round moisture describe a tropical rainforest. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 14. In 14, it says, which biome has the greatest biodiversity of any land biome? So for number 14, I chose A, which is Arctic tundra, but it is actually a B, which is tropical rainforest. And the reason why it's a tropical rainforest because tropical rainforest has the biggest biodiversity, and they have like different temperatures. And yeah. So the next question I got wrong is 19. And it says, why do fewer species live in the rapid waters of fast flowing rivers? So for this, I chose C, but I'm actually wrong, and the real answer was B, which is fast-moving water holds no dissolved oxygen for organisms. And the reason why it's B and not C is because fast-moving rivers are generally high in dissolved oxygen because the turbulence mixes air into the water. The low population is due to the force of water washing organisms away and the low levels of sediment/nutrient accumulation. But yeah. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 20. And the question reads, the shallow zone near the shore of a lake or pond where sunlight reaches the bottom and aquatic plants thrive is called D. For this, I chose A, which is limnetic zone, but I was actually wrong. And the real answer is D, which is abyssal zone. The reason why it's abyssal zone is because the photic zone is where sunlight reaches the bottom. Below this is the aphotic zone. The abyssal zone is the deepest, permanently dark zone of the ocean where photosynthesis is impossible and light never reaches. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is number 21. And the question reads, organisms living in the intertidal zone where oceans meet land must be able to. So for this I wrote C, withstand extremely high water pressure, but I was actually wrong. And the real answer is D, which is survive in water with no salt. Because it's D and not C because you need salt water to survive, especially like a lot of the animals, they require salt water. Like any other water wouldn't really work for them. And also, the ocean is one of the way how like some salts are made, so I guess that's beneficial. But yeah, the main reason is because of what the organisms are used to. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 24. Okay, the question reads, coral reefs are most likely to be found in. So for 24, I wrote A, which is a cold, deep ocean waters far from land, but I was actually wrong, and the real answer is A. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna skip this for now. Okay, next is 25. Okay, so So in 25, the question reads, a nutrient-rich lake that supports a wide variety of plant and animal life is called a lake. So for 25, I wrote B, which is oligotrophic. But I was actually wrong, and okay, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna skip this too. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 28. And the 28, the question reads, the two main climate factors that determine the type of biome in an area are. So for this, I wrote B, but it's actually wrong, and it's D, which is soil type and attitude. Okay, so number B, the one I chose, was wind patterns and sunlight intensity, but the real answer is D, which is soil type and attitude. And the reason why it's soil type and attitude is because the two main climate factors that determine the type of biome are average temperature and precipitation. These two factors primarily drive all the others. Soil type is a result of the climate, not a primary determinant of the biome type. Okay, so the next question I got wrong is 30, which reads, what ecological process is mainly being described in the passage above? Okay, so the answer I chose was C, but it is actually wrong, and the real answer is primary succession. And the reason why it's D, primary succession, and not evolution of new species is because the question reads, what ecological process is mainly being described in the passage above? And in the passage, it mainly talks about the primary succession of the world. Okay, so the last question that I got wrong is 43. And in 43, the question reads, in ecological succession, the first organisms to colonize a barren area such as a bare rock are known as what? And for this I wrote primary succession, but I was actually wrong. And the real answer is, and the real answer is primary succession. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed